Hi guys.
What's up?
Michelle in India back.
That's India. I'm Michelle.
Yeah, that's Michelle. I'm India. But I said your name. I don't know why.
Why you
I don't know. I'm like, we need an introduction. Like, hey, welcome to our channel.
We do need an introduction.
It's your girl India.
What's up?
Yeah, like I was trying to do something real quick. But anyways, before we get started on the Married at First Sight Season 12, Episode 5 review, we did want to let you guys know that if you're not following us, subscribe to us. Subscribe now because we are doing a Black History Month
giveaway.
Yes.
And you have to be subscribed.
And you have to already be subscribed to participate. We're going to discuss it in our next video. We're going to actually do the giveaway in our next video. And you want to be a part of it, so subscribe now. You're watching, subscribe so that way you'll be eligible for a giveaway.
Okay, let's do this.
Y'all ready?
Y'all, they just not going to let up.
Not on Black History Month.
All gas. All gas.
It's too much.
It's no breaks.
It's not.
Like, it's a lot.
It's a lot, y'all.
It feels wrong. It feels very wrong. Let's get started. We going in, we're still going by couples order. So they did do a little tease at the beginning of what was to come with Chris and Paige, but we'll just leave that for when we talk about them.
Yeah.
So first up is Ryan and Clara.
Yes. So their little initial conversation, I put in my notes, they could not be any different.
At all.
Like when he was talking about how much of a schedule he's on and how much structure he requires and how he enjoys that and he can't wait to be old and read the same magazine every day. And she was like, I'll never live like that. Never. She's like, I love being a flight attendant. I love the spontaneity.
I forgot she was a flight attendant.
Me too.
I forgot. I mean, I remember from the first episodes, whatever, but I forgot. And so I'm like, that actually might keep them together. Kind of like with Virginia and Eric. So I did underestimate that. But with her being a flight attendant, if he get his space and he gets to run his household the way he wants to,
but
it might work.
That kind of came up.
It did come up. She did say. So she also said, she made a comment like as she was talking to her in the confessional that he's not boring or reserved. Who's she married to?
I don't know. Because he may not be boring, but he's definitely reserved.
Reserved.
Right? Do y'all think Ryan is reserved? I would call him reserved.
Absolutely.
Maybe not boring. We don't know him yet, but
yeah, but okay.
Okay, girl.
So she asked about church, and we know that he obviously grew up in church, and it seems like he still has a strong foundation there. Yeah. So that seems like that could be a sticking point. We definitely we saw bits and pieces of that before. So she's like, I don't want to, make my kids do something they don't want to do. And I mean, from his perspective, like if you raise your kids in the church, like if you go to church, your kids are gonna go to church with you. You don't leave them at home. So
yeah, that was the confusing part.
I don't know how
like
you don't.
My thing is, are you gonna wait till they're 13 and say now you have a choice?
Right? Because
they're gonna have to discuss that later on. But
she really don't want to go to church. She just ain't said it yet.
She don't want to go to church.
She don't want to be at church.
But
she don't want to be involved in
church. Is at church like every Sunday?
What if he is? He's very structured.
Y'all think Ryan in church every Sunday? Well, if he is, that's gonna be a point of contention because she ain't going. But
we'll see.
Regardless, that might be a point of contention. And then
his home. He said that he was particular about the things in his home. She basically let us know that they had already talked about where they would live post decision day. Mm-hmm. And he said, she's like, well, we already decided we would live at your house, but you gotta make space for me. I don't want to feel like I'm living in your house. And I completely agree with her on that. However, he didn't really seem as receptive as I would have needed him to be.
Yeah, he didn't.
Excuse me.
He said that. Well, he said he likes his stuff a certain way.
His response to her saying that,
it's our stuff
right?
Now. Like, I don't care what you like, Ryan.
Ryan, do you like Clara or no? Are you trying to scare her off?
I'm not really feeling Clara. So honestly,
it is what it is.
It is what it is. Clara done rubbed me the wrong way already. But
why, India? Why did she rub you the wrong way?
Somebody actually, this is a good point. Somebody posted under maybe our last video that Clara had said that she wanted, to the expert, she told them she wanted a racially ambiguous man who had some spice, but not too much where you could tell where the spice was from.
She thinks that not knowing someone's heritage and ethnicity is spicy. Like, what?
Yeah. I didn't know. So when somebody said that, I said, I knew it was something I didn't like about Clara. Well, and multiple people said that. So, and I'm like, huh? It's giving fetish for me.
And Ryan is just not into her enough for me, y'all. Like, he's just not giving me. We got a chance to see all the couples in all their glory, and they are not looking too connected.
Well, it's seeming like they are. Even on the next episode, she's like, "This is perfect. This is like a match made in heaven." Well, I don't think she said that, but she basically said a match made in heaven. So they must be doing stuff off camera we're not seeing. Maybe he's reserved in front of the cameras.
Maybe so. And that does happen. We do know that. So yeah.
Eric and Virginia.
They was a little spicy this episode.
Yeah, they had a little bit.
Virginia don't stop talking, y'all.
No, and she don't stop drinking either.
I call her VA on my notes. I'll be like, VA. She's very much giving me very spicy.
Yeah, she do a lot. She does a lot. She does a whole lot. But let's be clear. Eric this episode showed out.
He did. He showed up and showed out. He started off with them comparing themselves to the other couples, and while they do that, like, don't do that.
Yeah, they don't.
It's too early for that. You don't really know what's going on. You 4 days in. If you don't shut up, like, you could do it maybe when y'all get home after you've spent like multiple days with the couples. Why are you doing this on day one and the honeymoon? And
something doesn't seem genuine about their interactions. A lot of them to me.
He seems like he's not eggshells. He's not on eggshells, but I feel like he's conforming to her. He is conforming to her. They are both speaking their minds, but I still feel like he always rounds it out with, "But we'll be okay. But I'm gonna be good. But it'll work out fine. But I'm gonna support you." Like, he rounds that out a little too easily for me.
Some of his work, I told Michelle, he's giving me abusive vibes.
He is, because
it's the controlling, and maybe not physically, hopefully not, but he's definitely giving me some mental,
gymnastics. He's trying to get her there, and it ain't working, and so he be trying to talk his way into it, and she's younger. I'm telling you that them 8 years is a lot, especially with her being 26. Like, that's young. Yeah. It's not too young, but it's young for somebody that's very established. Like, he is established. He knows what he wants. And so I give her credit. She's been like calling him to the carpet on a few things. She has. Because she said, if you a pilot and we got kids, I'm going to feel like a single mom.
And you want to have kids sooner than later.
But his response was, it's hard. People do it, so you just figure it out. No.
He should have said, I'll get a nanny. I'll do that. Like, what's the take?
I don't know, but it was...
Because she said, I'm going to be running around.
He didn't even say it'll be balanced. He didn't even say, well, if I'm 3 days on, 3 days off, you got your 3 days, I got my 3 days. No, because he's going to expect her to do it all the time, because that's how it is all the time.
Yep.
So, Virginia don't stop drinking, y'all.
She said her family has concerns about her drinking. Did y'all hear that?
Oh, my God.
When she was like, my family, they kind of have concerns about my drinking. Yeah. They know I'm young.
She keep using this age thing with...
You ain't that young, Virginia.
I mean, it's this balance. A 26 is like not... And she was like, I just started my career. Yeah, I'm sure in the last 2 or 3, 4 years. But, I mean, girl, you've been working for a little bit now, right? Like, you... Okay. So, they got bomb drinks. They got Vegas bombs. And they was drinking at the pool. And he was just like... Okay, we'll have one drink. Like, this is going to be an issue.
This is going to be a shit show
for them. However, when he gives in and he starts drinking, they was drunk at the end. For sure.
Oh, wait, we forgot. When they were talking at the pool, we forgot the whole thing about the guys.
Oh, the guys. Yeah, he was that. We saw the previews for that, so we knew it was coming. Yeah. It came early, so that's good. But she was standing up for herself. She was not backing down off of him, but she was like feisty.
So strong about that.
They both came on strong. Yeah. They actually both did. Like, she was like really, 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 like, she was coming at him, and then he was coming at her. They kind of made light of it, but...
He was making jokes, but them jokes were lined in truth. When he was like, you're married now, I'm the guy you need.
I'm the guy. He meant that.
So what do you guys think about men and women being platonic friends when you're married? I think you can be friends with a lot of boundaries, but you can keep a cordial friendship. Boundaries. You can keep...
You have to be honest and open.
Yeah.
You just have to be upfront. You have to tell your significant other the history. They have to be okay with the history.
And to be honest... In a normal marriage, they would become friends or become friendly or have a relationship with them anyway.
They would be able to see it for themselves without having to question things, right?
I kind of agree with some of the things he said, but in general, he was coming on way too strong. It was giving controlling.
He's controlling. He made the comment that all of the pieces were in place and he just needed his wife. That sounds like you think that I just got to fit into your life. That doesn't sound like we're making a life together, Eric.
And he's ready to take care, but he's not ready to compromise. He said, I'll be flying until I'm 65, and that's that. Okay, I get your career.
That's your career.
You can't do anything about it. You've worked your life for this career. Although to me, I'm like, can't you be a flight teacher?
He could do flight.
Y'all work at TSA, child. They make a lot of money.
He could work for the airlines as a trainer or an instructor or as a like.
But he's basically saying, "This is my dream. This is what I'm doing." If he's not budging on that, you need to budge on other things. Like, I'm gonna have a social life because you're gone 70%.
He gonna be so mad when he come home. He was talking about how on his days home he would be home, and she was like, "But I go to work 9 to 5." So I won't even see you. And I'm like, Virginia go to happy hour too. So Virginia really be at work from 9 to 9:30.
That's what she was trying to say.
She was like, I'm not gonna be home. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I just don't know about them, y'all.
I don't know about Virginia and Eric. What y'all think? Do y'all think he's controlling? Giving me controlling.
Okay, so then the funny thing was when he was like, "Oh, we haven't had any issues yet. Do you have any?" And then she was like, "Well, I do have a few pet peeves." He was like, "What? You ain't perfect?"
Eric is so fake to me. It's something about him
he thought it was.
He's fake.
He is. He is. I think he's being fake right now.
I think he's being fake.
Yeah.
Like, I think he's really attracted to her, and that's it. All right, anything else on Virginia and old Trumper Eric?
Yeah, he's still giving. We gonna get back. Everybody gonna get a little extra piece at the end because we talk about that whole group session was a whole. He was doing way too much.
Anyways, he was doing way too much.
It was some stuff.
I have Brianna and Vincent.
Yeah, I have Brianna and Vincent next.
Oh, I was so excited that he said his grandmother was okay.
Yes, so we were very happy to see that. They just really have good chemistry. They are very much the Amani and Woody of the season. Yep. They have great chemistry. They are open. They are doing a good job communicating in front of the cameras, obviously off cameras.
Mm-hmm. I like that when they talk, from what we see, it's not like, what's Haley's husband name where he keep talking about himself? Jacob, like they literally, it's like they're talking and listening. Like they are genuinely trying to get to know each other. It's not awkward with them at all. It doesn't feel awkward even when he's complimenting her. Like, it just seems like they are really great communicators. Like
they are. And they said that. They were just like, we really communicate well. We're very, we're just really open to each other. So they, he did bring up the bossy thing. I know. He did bring that up.
They played the clip where her family was calling her bossy at the wedding.
And bossy. And so I do think that she handled it well. Like, it's not all that she is. So I think their point is that they're getting to know each other and they are going to figure it out as they go. And so I think that's really good.
Yep.
So we only got a little bit and piece of Brianna and Vincent before they went over to Chris and Paige.
Right.
And then they kind of mixed up Brianna, Vincent, and Chris and Paige all together. So next was Chris and Paige. Back to the little sneak peek that they gave us at the beginning, which is Chris going back and forth with the producers about whether or not, well, really, it starts off with them having a meal. And they're sitting there in their room having breakfast. And Chris is like, I'm going through something, but I don't want to talk about it. If I have one pet peeve in this world, it's when somebody brings something up and say they don't want to talk about it.
It's crazy, Michelle.
That is the biggest pet peeve.
And she looked like she was about to go off at first. Now, Paige was like...
She was trying to have some patience with him. She was trying to, give him a little grace.
Yep.
And like work with him, but then she was just like, but it's bothering you and you're talking about it, but you won't tell me what it is. Like, this is not like how. So then she brings up, I'm your wife. And I mean, they do it on every season. They always, they really clinch tight to this is, I'm your wife. And that's because it's a real marriage, right? Yes. It's a real marriage. So, okay, I'm your wife. You have to tell me. He was not about to tell her.
Nope.
So it was so annoying because he just kept saying, I don't want to talk about it. I'm dealing with it on my own. Like, can we talk about something else? Like, what?
I feel like
you brought it up. Change your mood. Don't let me know something's wrong with you. But you want this attention. Like, you are attention seeking. You want me to beg and ask you, and then you're not going to tell me. Like, I will fight you.
Woo.
I will fight you.
Woo. Well, Chris is the worst.
Chris knows how to manipulate a situation every time.
Of manipulation.
He's the one that messed up. He's the one that has the problem, and he's gonna make Paige beg him to tell her. I will.
Yep. And then
walk off to the producers.
Yep. And say I don't want to tell her.
And say I don't want to tell her. I don't want to tell her. So then now she knows. They know. So they're talking. So then the producers are talking to her, and they're like, "Well, he has to tell you.
Right.
We can't tell you. He has to tell you." So then she walk up to him like, everybody know but me?
Except for me.
That don't make sense. Like, you can't tell me I'm supposed to be your wife.
I ain't gonna lie. At first I thought, because we all heard the baby rumors. We saw the commercial.
They've been teasing this for 2 weeks, 3 weeks now. So we've been knowing that it was gonna be the baby thing.
Yeah, but I kind of thought it was gonna be a situation where, from his reaction, I think he really didn't know.
We definitely thought, or we played around. We played around with the idea that maybe he knew even getting married, and then he was just hiding it, or like just trying to like keep it under wraps.
It seemed like he didn't know.
It seemed like he didn't know. It did. Like it was giving very emotional. Like it was draining him.
Yeah, because he looked visibly like.
But he also looked visibly like that when he thought he made a mistake, and he also looked visibly like that when he was mad that she talked to his parents. So he stayed using this.
And he told her in the bathroom, which I wasn't mad at. You might not wanted to repeat that on camera, although they ended up repeating it 17 million times.
But I mean, but to give it some privacy so that so she can react the way she wants to without the pressure of the cameras being on her, I appreciated that.
I just don't even know where to start. Like, I was cracking up because I said, dang, they both said they wanted a honeymoon baby. And
they got a
honeymoon baby. How about it? How ironic.
They didn't both say they wanted a honeymoon baby.
Okay, he mentioned something about a honeymoon baby, and she wasn't freaked out about it. So in my thought process, you weren't mad at that either.
She was kind of freaked out about it, but she also didn't really take it into consideration. She didn't take it into consideration.
Didn't we see the preview where Pastor Kyle said, did y'all do it protected? And she said, no. Even if she didn't want it, they got it. They got a honeymoon baby already. And she had mentioned that she had been a stepmother before, one where the daughter, her ex's daughter, well, clearly an ex, but her ex's daughter lived with them, and then it kind of ended because the kid ultimately comes first.
Right.
And she lived with her, which means they had a bond that was.
And she had a significant experience where she knows what it's like.
And she's basically like up for like.
We don't know. That's not how that worked. That's not how that happened. The next scene is her going to talk to Brianna and him going to talk to Vincent.
Yeah, and they both.
So they were trying to drag us along like we didn't already know what Paige was gonna do. I don't know who they thought they were kidding.
Yeah, we already knew what Paige
was going to do because God put this situation in her life.
It was ordained by God, and God doesn't give you anything more than you can handle, including.
What about when God is giving you the signs for you to leave and you ignore them because you say that this is God's
will? Yeah, that's the thing too.
I'm not doing this with her.
Yeah, I'm not doing this with Paige. Talking about God, like it's Black History Month, so we're not really gonna go in on Paige like we want to. And because I do feel like this is jacked up how they did her, and they should have vetted a little bit better, and they should have.
She said she got the short end of the stick.
She definitely got the short end of the stick.
When she was talking to Brianna, she was just like, "What do I do?" She didn't know. She didn't even. It seemed like he walked out real fast. He told her in the bathroom, and if they showed us the whole scene, he walked out 30 seconds later. So she didn't ask no questions, or he didn't answer no questions. So she still didn't know certain things. And so Brianna was like, yo, what
Brianna was me. She asked a couple times, but she was trying not to be judgmental because she don't know her like that. And then in the confessional, she was like, I would have been on a plane today. I would have been back to Atlanta.
Can we really evaluate, like, what are we staying for? I've known you for 4 days.
3.5 days.
What am I staying for?
For what?
Like, I know everybody want to put all this weight on the marriage.
Y'all see his fingers? He got them little itty fingers. Donald Trump fingers. So you know it wasn't that good.
She's out here acting like it was.
She acting like she's digmatized.
She is. And
I was understanding what y'all were saying last time. Like, okay, maybe we are coming hard on Paige. She was giving the short end of the stick. But to me, she's
not using the sense the good sense that God gave her.
And Paige is so smart, so beautiful, and she is just not.
She's not.
It's not there, y'all.
You deserve better,
you
boo-boo.
do. And
Vincent and Chris are talking, and Vincent is asking some good questions, like what you gonna do, what you think you want to make this work with this girl. You got a baby, you gonna have a family, what you doing? So Chris is saying all the right things because
he can do that because he's a manipulator.
He's like talking, there's words coming out, but is it really resonating with anyone? I'm not sure.
Nope. And I know Vincent and Brianna, when that camera went off and they was talking, they probably was like,
woo, that pillow talk was funny.
Yes.
They was like, what the is going on?
Yes, like they were being politically correct on that camera, but Brianna did. She said, I hope she leaves her marriage on the confessional. Like she said, like Brianna was like, Paige, you deserve better. It's not even about dragging Paige. Paige deserves better.
Yeah. Everybody deserves better. Like, no one deserves to be in this situation.
And I don't even know you, Paige, but I know you deserve better because anybody would deserve better.
Everyone,
like you said, Michelle.
Everyone deserves better than this.
You don't have to. And as soon as, okay, we get off on the tangent. Okay, so
they tell them about, so he says that the woman has known for a few weeks. And Vincent asked how far along she was, and he told him Paige didn't even know.
Nope, she didn't know. She asked at that dinner they had.
Yes, and so she definitely agreed. So she basically was like, we are in such a rough patch. Yeah. Like the first night was the morning after was a mess. And then we make it here, we kind of get back on good terms, and now it's more antics and it's messy again. Like, boo, this is 3 strikes. Like, he's out. Yeah. This is 3 strikes.
And to me, the part that just doesn't make sense is that it's not like they started off with a great foundation, like Vincent or Brianna, where they might have just had an incredible connection, and it's like.
And Vincent and Brianna said that.
Yeah.
As a part of their storyline, because Brianna and Vincent really did get pulled into the Chris Paige thing. And so a lot of their discussion was about them. And they said that. They were like, for us,
we hit it off
so well. Like, we really had a shot. And then she still was like, I wouldn't stay with you.
And he said the same
if
thing.
it was him, if it was the person that they was really vibing with, they wouldn't have stayed.
Yeah.
Let alone Chris.
Who the day before, 2 days before,
called this woman's
told you that
pretty.
He was not attracted to you. 2 days before. And 2 days later, you're really telling me that this is God's will to have you in a marriage with somebody who
I'm really questioning what God is really testing me. I just don't believe that. There's nothing about that I believe.
So you think she's staying for the money and is just saying the thing?
So there's always the potential, right, that everybody has to put on a good show.
Yeah, because
they are getting paid to be here. I'm sure. I mean, you would think that Paige would have a good case for being able to walk away, but
and still get her full money.
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Anyway, so they went to dinner and they finally had the open discussion about it.
Yeah.
And he basically, all he had to do was tell Paige a couple sweet nothings, and she was ready to
He's
drop
like,
the
well,
draws.
my attraction has changed. I believe you're beautiful. You're all these things. He gave her all these compliments. He said that you're my wife. You come first.
The baby comes. You come before the baby.
He has not even touched, seen, held, parented a baby. He has no idea how he's going to feel about his child and about the priorities that he has when it comes to his child.
And that was she was so happy about it because she's like, oh, that's what the Bible says, God, wife, then child. And that's what he's saying. And it's like, Paige, he has not shown you to be trustworthy.
Right. You can't trust anything he says. You can't trust
anything he says. So why are you so like he's saying the right things? Why are you falling for it?
It's very concerning that she is so, it's like she says the right things to Brianna. And she had Brianna thinking she was about to chuck up them deuces. And then Chris says 2 nice things. Like, first of all, if you tell me you're not attracted to me after you had sex with me twice, we're not having sex for at least a month. Like, we're not having sex.
We're not having sex, period.
We probably not having sex, period. I'm probably not
in real life. But
in this marriage at first sight, like, you gonna have to earn that because you played the hell out of me, and so now we're starting from square one. And I have to I don't trust you anymore.
Feel comfortable giving you.
I don't trust you anymore. Yeah. And Paige is giving all types of just like very bad signs.
So
like,
are we
that
just,
judgment?
Are we just jaded in being negative? Like, are you supposed to go in this like no matter, like, it's just something that's all like.
you're not going to tell me that you're supposed to go against, like, your good sense. Like, you are not supposed to, like, give up who you are and your self-respect.
Y'all, we trying to be respectful of this situation. And I feel bad for Paige that she was given this, because we wouldn't have ever seen none of this if she was just given a quality dude who was attracted to her and was in it for the right reasons.
She did get the short end of the stick.
Super short end of the stick.
So the part that I'm trying to, like, give her grace on is that she's dealing with this in real time.
Yeah, it's easy to say what you would do. So it's easy
to say what you would do when you're watching from the outside looking in. It's easy to say what you would do when you're not sitting there with somebody in your face and with producers in your face and with the cameras in your face and with you wondering, like, what does this all mean? Like,
that's true.
So I do understand that. It just sucks that she's still giving us, like, very little, like, she's not putting up a fight. Like, she's not making this man work for nothing.
And now it's going to be all about him, because this is a huge change in his life, and this is unprecedented. So now it's going to be about him and his feelings. His emotions are going to be up and down.
He has managed to make everything about him. We have to keep going. We have to keep going.
Okay, you're right.
So we got off of Brianna and Vincent because they got mixed in with Chris and Paige. But back to Brianna and Vincent. They end up going to dinner. Like, this is let's make this positive. They go to dinner. They have a really nice, like, conversation. This is when we find out that they've consummated their marriage. They, got closer when they were dealing with his grandmother being ill. So that was really sweet.
Yeah, that was cute. I was like, okay, they doing it and stuff.
Yeah, so, I mean, they're the only, and honestly, they have the most chemistry of all the couples. So it's not surprising that they, would get physical. They're attractive physically. They're attractive mentally. Like, they're just so into each other.
I love them.
So, we'll say this. I said that they are giving, like, too good to be true. Like, I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. And I honestly felt that way with Woody and Amani. Like, we was just like, what's going to happen that's going to mess them up? And they didn't. Nothing ever happened. So, it might be fine. Like, it's giving too good to be true, but I hope it's not.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine.
We got one more couple to talk about. Haley and Jacob. Sitting at breakfast. They sit somewhere talking. I don't know. They still giving boring. I do think that Jacob is trying. They start talking about their routines. They are having a meal. They start talking about their routines. And he says that he goes to the gym and he has a schedule for the gym. That's all that man talk about is working out.
He always talk about himself. And he did say he would do yoga with her.
I said that. He is trying. Like, I do think that he's uncomfortable. Like, he just is socially awkward. So I think it's a little bit harder for him.
Okay.
So I do think that when he gets those opportunities to, like, do better, he does.
I just don't think she's into him at all.
She's not into him.
I can't foresee this couple making it.
They had dinner at the aquarium, and everything he talked about was 80s stuff. He said his favorite car was a DeLorean. Like, that is the car from Back to the Future. And she was like, what is that? Like, she was...
They just don't have a lot in common.
They don't.
And coupled on the fact that they are strangers, like...
They're strangers, they don't have a lot in common, and she's not attracted to him.
Yeah, I just don't see this
There's
working.
Not a mutual attraction.
Yeah.
If they have physical attraction, that might help. If they... You know what I mean? Like, there's always... You gotta have something to hang on to.
It just doesn't feel like they'll have much. I mean, he seems like a sweet enough guy, and maybe he will be really sweet.
Yeah.
And she'll be attracted to that. But I just don't see it for them.
At all.
And they're boring as hell just on the
They are.
screen.
Like, I just never take
please.
notes. Like, it's very hard to take notes on them because what they say is so mundane and it's so pedestrian. Like, you're just like, okay, what are we talking about now?
Yeah.
Like, let's get on to the good stuff. Yeah.
It's bad.
So
okay, this is the finale, y'all. When they was in that group,
it was pretty good.
That group,
the details was popping.
Yeah.
So,
and I'm my God.
Initially, everybody is there except for Eric and BA. Eric and Virginia are not there.
Virginia's always late.
Yeah, they was like, they was carrying her. They were definitely coming for her, talking about
who doesn't expect her to be late. Like, of course she's
They're like, guess who's late? Virginia.
Of course she's late.
Of course she's late. So, okay, of course Virginia's late. So while she's late, they missed out on all the goods. The goods were everyone going around and talking about how much they liked each other. Okay, cute enough.
Lord.
So Haley and Jacob, they were okay. Mm-hmm. Like, they said they were good. Ryan and Clara, they were talking about, you know, what was so cool. Like, oh my God, there were so many things about them that that the experts couldn't have known, but still worked out. And she brought up the mixtape. Paige was eating it up. Paige was like, oh my God.
Paige was giving me a little fake in that scene.
Maybe because they were just coming from dinner and they were trying to overcompensate, but
and not be a hater, maybe, but.
Yeah, so then they went to Brianna and Vincent.
And they told the truth. They led the scene, of course, honey. Yes. They got that natural chemistry.
And then it gets to Paige and Chris. Or maybe it started off with Brianna and Vincent. I don't even remember. But when it got to Paige and Chris, they didn't have a plan. Like, did they not talk before they got, like, okay, so are we going to talk about this or not? Are we going to tell them or not? Like, how you don't have a plan? Paige the one that told him
to say it, too. She was like,
do you want to say it? Like, why are they telling people that they don't know their business? I mean, I know it's a show. So if they're doing it for the show, fine. But don't do it for the show and then be mad that you're doing it for the show.
Michelle.
I'm not telling. If me and my boo get into an argument about something big and we got to go be around people, we still not telling the people what happened.
They should have told them one by one in the group text.
We're not talking about it.
We wouldn't have said it on camera. Then they would have just came back taping. We heard about what happened. Are you okay? Like, they did not need to tell them that right then.
Like, come on. Why are you telling these people your business on camera and expecting them to not have a reaction that's going to make you uncomfortable? Like, of course you're going to be uncomfortable telling people this. This is stupid. It is horrible.
But the thing is with Paige is she had made up her mind that she was going to stay in her marriage, honey. She was going to stick by her man. So Paige was looking like, oh, we won, honey. We coming with an armor on. And then when they start getting them little opinions.
And Chris starts slinking down.
Yep. And then
he ain't got no backbone. He a little coward.
Yes.
So Clara in her little confessional, like her little off scene, was like, Paige has Stockholm syndrome.
And I said,
she just keeps getting messed up. I mean, it wasn't quite Stockholm syndrome, but she is absolutely taking, like, she's just getting beat up from left and right, and she's just taking it.
Yeah.
What is you taking this for?
I wasn't mad at Claire's opinion.
She falling in love with her abuser.
Yep. And that's all that is. She literally is. And then he did the love bomb thing. And, you know, that's a part of that, them abusive relationships where you tear me down, then you love bomb me to get to me on a high, and then he's going to tear her down. And he literally
it's a cycle. It's a cycle with him.
He is literally abusive. He is bored. He might be sociopathic, but
the other
minimum
thing that he does,
minimum, he is abusive.
But here's the other thing that he does. He manipulates every situation. I think I said this before, but I'm going to say it again. He takes every situation where he's the one that did wrong and makes it so that she has to coddle him. He becomes a victim every time.
He was mad because in the circle that they were supporting Paige, like, we got you, Paige. He was like, I get it that, you know, but I'm the one.
But they're not talking about our marriage and I'm dealing with this too. And he like walks off. Like, he is a master manipulator.
Girl, master. He got that abusive traits down pat.
Haley was looking like, oh, why are you here? Haley was like, what? Oh, okay. If anybody can handle this, you can. That's the worst compliment I've ever heard.
Yeah. Haley was trying to be politically correct. She was trying. Claire was.
It is hard to respond to some bullshit.
Yeah.
When the person sitting in front of you is acting like it ain't bullshit.
Yeah.
Girl, what is you still doing here? We
Paige, what's going on?
Claire was like, I would have been on a plane.
Like,
I would have been on. You wouldn't have seen me.
Yeah. Don't know what other reason you would have to go into a marriage with somebody who told you he's not attracted to you 2 days before,
and you don't know them,
and you don't know anything about.
You have nothing They have nothing holding them together.
Nothing holding, and that's what I'm trying to figure out. What is holding you together? You guys don't even have a connection. Was the sex that good?
India.
Paige, was the sex that good?
You know what else bothered me, or not bothered me, but you know what else I realized as they was going around and talking about stuff? They don't even have anything. They don't have anything that connects them, like that they can say positive about their relationship. Oh my God, we've been having so much fun. We laugh so much. We are into the same things. Like, no, because nothing they talk about connects them. Take the baby out of it. What do they have? They have nothing.
And then we forgot this part, y'all. When he was at dinner, when he was giving all those compliments, he said, I want you to have my babies. I want to give you babies too. I'm like, so he wants some Project Twins?
Yes, he does.
Because that's what it's giving.
That's what it is giving.
Project Twins.
It is giving very irresponsible.
We saw what happened on the preview. It's no way that is real. He can feel that way one day and like,
it's gonna be up and down,
and then the next day he feel like, I want to make it work. What kind of man would not want to at least try or think about trying to make it work with the mother of his child, especially if they were just having sex 6 weeks ago.
And he gonna tell
it's not
Paige,
that far removed. You still had an attraction to her to have sex with her 6 weeks prior.
And he told Paige, "You're my wife. You're my only priority." Like, come on. I wasn't even, you didn't know me 3 days ago. You've known this woman at least for 6 months. So, like, you're not going to tell me that the way you feel about me is stronger than the way you feel about the woman that you impregnated. That's not true. No, it's false.
It's not true.
It's
and
not
you
even
didn't
true.
tell me you wasn't even attracted to me 2 days ago.
Nope. And you was
make it
playing
make sense,
games.
y'all. Make it make sense, y'all. Make it make sense.
Okay,
y'all.
but then the cherry on top was when Drunk and Drunker came in to the group setting, and they didn't know what happened. They walked into they came in hot, baby. They came in real hot. Like, what's going on?
A shit show.
It was a whole shit show. And then Clara and them was like, "Oh, well, you don't know what happened." Like, you guys are not aware of what happened.
They walked on in.
And Eric just wouldn't stop talking.
Eric was doing too much. Now, y'all know we are not fans of Chris. But Eric, you have to mind your business.
Worry about yourself.
Worry about yourself.
And mind your business.
And I get it. They were lit. They were drunk.
They were lit.
And they didn't know the conversation surrounding it. Because maybe if they had been there and heard people not really giving comments, they wouldn't have.
Nah, they came in hot, though. They was like, "Oh my God, you need to worry about her." Dog, could you just back up?
Don't none of y'all got kids. Y'all can't touch me. And God forbid. And this is my thing. What if the woman has a hard pregnancy? What if this is going to be an issue? There is just no way at this point, Paige, somebody he's known for 3 days is going to come before the mother of his child, who he loved enough to propose to.
Or at least knew long enough.
Enough to propose to. Like, it's not possible. So he said the right thing. Just like.
All he is talk. All Chris is.
And I don't care who was saying that, I wouldn't believe it.
Right.
Because they don't know.
Because they can't say. He can't say.
Can't say.
It would have been better off for him to be like, "This is a crazy situation that I've never been in
and
before."
And that's why the previews are going to show him saying that he can't lie and say he doesn't consider the fact that they probably should try to make it work and be a family.
See.
It's terrible.
It's no reason that anybody should be on this show going through this. So we have to sympathize with Paige for that. However, I'm going to say this once, if I haven't said it before, and I have said it before, she's not doing herself any favors. So this is giving very ghetto.
Very ghetto.
And I read this week that we shouldn't say ghetto because the ghetto is fun and lit and popping. We should say government. It's getting very government. Government is is just wrong. That's so funny. No, but it is giving very. Do not recommend like this.
No, horrible.
One star.
Don't recommend.
Y'all think that Chris and Paige are gonna stay married for the entire season? You think that they're gonna stay on the show? I don't know if I said I thought one couple was leaving early. I really hope it's them.
I hope they do too. They might stay on the season to tape and stuff, but I don't think that they're going to be living in the same house. All right. Well, thank y'all for sticking with us. And don't forget to subscribe because we are doing our giveaway, our Black History Month giveaway next video. And you have to be subscribed. Okay?
All right.
Thank you guys.
Don't forget to comment and like too.
Yep.
Bye.